Alien life breakthrough. A study narrows search area for advanced life in the universe. Sebastian Ketley Express UK reports what NASA has announced. Alien hunting astronomers dramatically narrowed down the hunt for advanced extraterrestrials to a very specific region of space, the habitable zone. And the images we have here are of a system called Kepler. Astronomers in California have found toxic fumes and gases make certain planets uninhabitable to advanced forms of alien life. The shocking revelation presented this week by University of California, Riverside, means that most planets are unfit for advanced life. While microbes and simple bacteria can thrive in inhospitable environments, complex life needs very specific conditions to develop. There is good news, though, as the alien discovery considerably narrows down the number of potential planets where alien life could exist. Now, Timothy Lyons is one of the study's co-authors, and he states that this is the first time the physiological limits of life on Earth have been considered to predict the distribution of complex life elsewhere in the universe. Professor Lyons is an expert biochemist at UC Riverside, the director of the Alternative Earth's Astrobiology Center, and that is sponsoring this study. The researcher used powerful computer models in order to study the atmospheric conditions in distant planets outside of our solar system. The results were published this week in the paper in the peer-reviewed Astrophysical Journal. And the system where we have here images of, for example, is the habitable zone of Kepler 22 system. And underneath is the image of our planets around our sun. Now, complex life on Earth exists because our planet sits in the so-called Goldilocks zone, the habitable zone, where the conditions are right for liquid water to exist. The habitable zone describes a region within our solar system which is neither too close nor too far from its host star. But not all planets within this zone have to be habitable themselves. Their individual climates and atmospheres play a crucial role in their habitability. Professor Lyons says, imagine a habitable zone for complex life defined as a safe zone where it would be plausible to support rich ecosystems like we find on our Earth today. Our results indicate that complex ecosystems like ours cannot exist in most regions of the habitable zone as traditionally defined. The researcher and his team studied distant exoplanets for carbon dioxide in their atmosphere. The potential greenhouse gases here on Earth is one of the main culprits behind global warming and climate change, but on planets too far away from their stars, high levels of carbon dioxide could be critical in keeping temperatures above freezing. Edward Schwetterman at NASA's postdoctorate program fellow says, he's the person who led the alien life study, says, to sustain liquid water at the outer edges of the conventional habitable zone, a planet would need tens of thousands of times more carbon dioxide than Earth has today. In other words, what our volcanoes are doing, spewing out carbon dioxide, it's a type of a radiator system to keep the Earth warmer. If we didn't have all that carbon dioxide, a certain level of it, we wouldn't have the warm temperature that we would have today. And life, of course, would not be, for humans that is, and for animals, not be possible as we have today. Now, that's far beyond the levels known to be toxic to human and animal life on Earth, he said. As a result of these findings, the toxicity of carbon dioxide concentrations in the atmosphere narrows down the safe habitable zones to less than 1/3 of that area. And to further complicate matters, some stars like the nearby Proxima Centauri and the TRAPPIST-1 system do not have habitable zones for alien life at all. According to Space Agency NASA, on June 12th this year, just 2 days ago, well, yesterday that is, there were 3,972 confirmed exoplanets. That's almost 4,000 confirmed exoplanets in distant systems, and another 3,640 on the waiting list. But the solar system and their planets are simply too far away for any human to remote spacecraft to reach, or remote spacecraft. They're too far, meaning astronomers can only study these planets by looking at their atmospheres. Christopher Reinhardt, at University of California, Riverside, graduate and assistant professor at the Georgia Institute of Technology, said, "Our discoveries provide one way to decide which of these myriad planets we should observe in more detail. We could identify otherwise habitable planets with carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide levels that are likely too high to support complex life as we know it, of course." If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.